when your skin is toxic. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Roughly 2 weeks ago, I was just resting on some beach in Tapajos River, and I was approached by the strange German-looking person. And apparently, that dude was really German, but he spoke to me in Brazilian Portuguese, and he told me that he has a Brazilian lady. And really, soon afterwards, this Brazilian wife showed up. And then two of them told me that they live in this beautiful little town called Monte Alegre, which is on the other side of the Amazon River. And they told me that I'm always invited to visit them. So now, I found myself in the town of Santarém again. And I'm about to take a ferry and cross the Amazon River and visit this town, Monte Alegre. So once again in my life, I'm going to some place I don't know, to see some people that I barely know, but that's the part of the journey. So I guess this is our ferry called Lei de Laura. And for the first time in my life, I'll cross the Amazon River. So I'm losing my Amazon ferry virginity. Oh, Lady Laura, take me to the other side of the river. So after about 1 hour of waiting, eventually we're moving. There was a lot of loading going on. All of these cars and trucks were slowly moving in. If you're curious how much is to take the ferry across the Amazon River, it was 32 reais, or around 6 euros. So a little bit more than I expected, but for my forever broke gringo ass, everything is too expensive, so I don't complain. So for the first time in my life, I am on the other side of the Amazon River. We crossed the river. It took us about 2.5 hours. I just checked the map and there is absolutely no way I will manage to reach Monte Alegre tonight, because it's about 80 or 90 kilometers away. So I guess I will have to do a lot of cycling tomorrow, but tonight I'm pretty sure I will need to spend a night somewhere in the jungle down the road. I mean, I'll figure it out. Well, one thing for sure, on this side of the river, mosquitoes are far more vicious. In Santarém and Alter do Chão, I haven't felt that much of mosquito presence. There weren't any mosquitoes at all. In here, they're just eating me. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. So sun is going down and I'm about to dive deep into the bushes and explore the wilderness. But I guess I need to explain what the hell I was doing for the last 48 hours. And I did many things. Yes, I managed to reach this little town called Monte Alegre. And this Brazilian-German couple that invited me well, they were really waiting for me. And there was a very interesting twist in this whole situation, because apparently father of this Brazilian girl, he's a mayor of this town, and now he's struggling to get re-elected. So out of a sudden I just managed to end up in this whole strange situation. And I was eating a lot, I was talking a lot, and I was filming very little, so I have very little footage for you, ladies and gentlemen, but I'm not sure if that would be very interesting, to be honest. Monte Alegre on its own is not too exciting. I mean, it's beautiful Brazilian town, but there are many beautiful Brazilian towns. But surroundings of Monte Alegre are somewhat famous. And tomorrow I'm about to visit one infamous touristic area, but for tonight I just want to dive deep into the bushes. In fact, at the moment I find myself 16 kilometers outside of town in this specific location called Lagoa Azul, and I was told that this is a good place to look for snakes and explore wildlife in general, so let's do this! This is what's supposed to be some kind of a trail. Entrance is 5 reais, but there's nobody in here. Maybe it's out of season a little bit, but this is where the trail starts. And I have no issue with paying, but there's nobody I could pay to. There's not even a single soul in here. Hola. Okay, let's try to look for some people further down the road, so I won't have any problems later. Some local dude will jump out with the machete. Hey! Well, seems nobody wants to do ecotourism with me. Come on. Hey! So finally the owner showed up, and most beautiful Latin American style.
Solitário, mas é bacana. Acabei de sair de um casamento. Eu morava aqui só eu e meu filho. Eu tenho um filho de 10 anos, 11 agora. Morei 3 anos aqui. Aí eu tinha uma mulher aí ela voltou, né? Aí veio aqui, aí eu fui com ela pra Alter do Chão. Só que aí ele adoeceu, a gente acabou brigando. Ela mora pra Inglaterra, entendeu? Aí separamos. Eu voltei pra cá. Eu tô tentando terminar aqui, só que tem muito trabalho ainda. Eu quero fechar de barro. Vou fazer com barro, sabe? Bioconstrução. Só essa parte de pedra mesmo com cimento, mas essa parte que eu quero fechar com barro, botar bastante garrafa. Deixa eu te falar a trilha por aqui, ó. Aí os galhos. Subindo até em cima, acho que dá uns 2 quilômetros. É, até lá em cima, até em cima, né?
Ok, ok. Ok, sim. Muito obrigado. Now, sometimes the smallest animals are the most interesting. This little frog is Alabates femoralis, and it belongs to the family called Dendrobatidae, which are known as some of the most poisonous animals there are. I mean, the skin is so toxic that if you got any injury or there is any contact with the blood, well, then you're kinda done for the count. And most of the frogs that belong to this family are very colorful. And this one is pretty humble, but still. So it's been a long while since the trail had ended, And now I'm just hiking up this waterfall, and it would be really interesting to see how it looks like in the daytime. Mr. Marcelo, this person who is living here and is taking care of this place, invited me to have some breakfast with him. And he is a well-known person around this area because he is making ayahuasca ceremonies in here, actually every week, every Sunday. So he's a known character of this area.
Minha primeira experiência foi em Belém, lá em 2005. Eu fui lá por conta de um amigo meu, né? Um amigo da época do skate. Falou: rapaz, olha, vamos lá, que eu vou te levar num lugar pra te beber o chá, que a tua vida nunca mais vai ser a mesma. Eu fiquei com medo, sabe? Eu falei: mas que chá é esse? Minha vida não vai mais ser a mesma. Aí fui pra lá. Pra ele, pra União, né? Lá é uma cerimônia organizada. Entrei na fila lá e tem uns mestres. Aí me deram o chá pra beber, mas eu não senti muito não, sabe? Me concentrei, sentei, era todo mundo sentado assim nas cadeiras. Eu sentei, só que esse meu amigo, ele me deu uma orientação. Ele falou: olha, Marcelo, aconteça o que acontecer, quando der antes das 10 horas, tu fala: mestre, eu quero beber mais um pouco de vegetal, né? Como a gente chama lá. Foi uma experiência boa pra mim, deu pra eu conhecer, assim, me conhecer um pouco mais, né? Entrar, dar uma mergulhada dentro de mim, me observar. Mas assim, não tive muitas revelações assim de cara, né? Mas outras vezes que eu continuei bebendo, assim, aí já tive recebido.
I decided to take another walk through this trail, but in the daylight, because this trail is famous not for snakes or wildlife, but for cachoeiras or waterfalls. And I heard some waterfalls last night, and I saw a little bit, and I'm 100% positive that I was climbing some waterfalls at night, but I really would like to see it in daylight. So it's very funny because I was here last night and I could hear this waterfall, but I couldn't see it, so I couldn't tell it was that big. In the plain daylight in the jungle, it's not common to see frogs jumping around. Usually they're active at night, and throughout the day they're just hiding somewhere. But there are exceptions. These tiny alobates femoralis. In Costa Rica and Central America they also call them poison dart frogs. They're just jumping here all around forest floor. Because when your skin is toxic enough, you can't get away with it. And the coloration just screams, look at me, I'm poisonous, don't touch me. Good evening. So I'm eating my evening meal. This tremendous, nutritious and delicious supper I have that I bought in the store on my way. And I'm heading to the meat and potatoes of the place, to Parque Estadual de Monte Alegre, which is a somewhat locally famous protected area. And why is it famous? I hope I'll show you tomorrow. I want to see it with my own eyes. But to get to the place, I need to cycle down this dirt road for like 20 or 25 kilometers more. And to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, all these night rides are so smooth, so enjoyable, and then most of the wildlife comes out at night, so it's much more interesting. And most of my daily cycling is, I don't want to use the word misery, but there is certain element of self-inflicted torture in this whole thing, because at some point around 10-11 o'clock ish, sun really starts butchering, really. Like, it's just inevitable. I got used to it, I like the heat, but by midday it's hard, it's tough. So they're selling this place. Not too bad, not too bad, not too shabby. Maybe I'll get it one day when I'll finish being poor. And this is probably the least jungle looking like Amazonian landscape of them all. This doesn't look like rainforest at all. It's a really weird part of the Amazon region I found myself in. What's also weird for a European or gringo like myself are these little tiny roads and dirt roads in Brazil. Because it makes no sense. This is like a famous touristic area, but there is not even a single sign or anything, so if not for my GPS, probably I would be lost just searching for this place. And that can be said about most of Brazilian countryside. Every time I hit some dirt road or a gravel road, yeah, this happens. There aren't too many signs, yeah, it's not part of the culture, I guess, or there's just no infrastructure. So this is the reason why people come to Monte Alegre in general, and this is the reason why I'm here, because these paintings are 12,000 years old. All these odd paintings that you saw on the walls and on the rocks up there, well, there must be at least 10,000 or 12,000 years old. And at some point they really changed the way we think about first people who settled in South America and in this part of the world in general. And it's very interesting. And actually they were discovered by Anna Roosevelt, archaeologist, who is actually great granddaughter of former US President Theodore Roosevelt. By the way, Theodore Roosevelt was also exploring Amazon rainforest. He actually made an expedition to Amazon rainforest way after he was a president, but that's another long story. But this long story short, yeah, those are really majestic, amazing paintings that I saw with my own eyes. And there are so many more of those. I guess there are so many more things that I could see in this Parque Estadual de Monte Alegre, but I won't, because I don't have money. I mean, I have money, but I don't have cash. So I cycled all this way, through all these like dirt roads, and arrived at the place. And it's like nice infrastructure and bunch of dudes. Some of them are guides, some of them have guns, others I don't know what they're doing. And they told me that I can only enter with guides and I should pay. And there is no issue with that. The only problem is that they only accept cash. And yeah, I only had my credit card, and the only cash I have is to take a boat back to the other side of the Amazon River. So I spoke with them, I tried to negotiate, and unfortunately, yeah, they told me I should go back to Monte Alegre and look for some cash machine. But actually, I already did my research, and none of the cash machines that can be found in Monte Alegre accept these foreign credit cards. All I can see is that I've seen some of those paintings with my own eyes, and yeah, I'm really not going back. Just fuck it. I really want to hit the road again. I have the strong gut feeling that the time has come for me to cycle a lot and dive deep into the Amazon rainforest. And this was quite of a detour, and crossing the Amazon River wasn't on my plan at all, so I guess I need to go back on the right track.